Welcome to another edition of the Dolphin Chronicles on a Tuesday today. Life happens.
An hour later than normal, but whatever, we're good.
Bro, you just reminded me of somebody, and I can't think of who it is, but so we're here to talk about the Thanksgiving game. That it's okay if it gave you stomach aches. It gave me stomach aches. All it did was make the food land wrong because I was so frustrated. How did you?
Definitely.
But before we get into that, how are you doing, sir?
Doing great. You know, over here at a Rowlett Rec Center in Texas, my son is in a basketball practice. A couple doors that way, Gym B. But yes, if you trying to get into a little corner here of the rec center to bring the podcast to our lovely fans and our viewers.
All right, so quick rundown here. Cowboys beat the Giants. Super surprised there.
Dude, look at that. The Cowboys all of a sudden are the Dolphins of the NFC. They're same record, virtually probably the same chances to make the postseason as the Dolphins.
The NFL referees beat the Las Vegas Raiders. Oh, I'm sorry. The Chiefs 19. Chiefs
oh yeah, 19, and all of a sudden, I guess false starts aren't dead ball penalties. So yeah, that's cool. I remember they changed the rule book like every week.
So I heard that the difference between false start and illegal motion is whichever one benefits the Chiefs.
Absolutely. Yeah. So doesn't matter if like all of them were signaling false start.
Nope.
One illegal motion is takes precedence, and especially if the Chiefs are the beneficiary. Right.
Of course. Russ cooked and beat the Cincinnati Bengals.
He certainly cooked, and he also cooked on my bench in a fantasy game that I had to have.
The Chargers beat the Falcons.
What's that?
The Chargers beat the Falcons 17-13.
They did. Jim Harbaugh continues to do that. Fucking team is so weird to me. Justin Herbert throws for like 170 yards. J.K. Dobbins is hurt again. Now it's Gus Edwards. He didn't do shit either. They have Ladd McConkey is their superstar.
Listen, I'll be the first one to admit I thought he was going to be terrible in the NFL. He proved me wrong.
Yeah, proved. I didn't think it was going to be terrible, but I figured he should be like any other slot guy. But certainly not their probably their leading receiver, if I had to guess, because that other guy can't catch the ball worth of shit.
Sam Darnold did it to the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah. I just, you never know what you're going to get week in and week out from Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals, and that NFC West is literally up for fucking grabs.
Kudos to Shane Steichen and having the cojones to go for two to beat
big time freaking wheelbarrow size cojones, definitely. And Joey Sly almost made a freaking 68-yarder. I guarantee you, had that been against the Dolphins, would have split the uprights.
And with 10 years to spare.
Oh, for sure.
What is it? Gino beats Aaron, and Aaron was terrible.
Yeah, but he made his regularly scheduled appearance on the Pat McAfee show, so he doesn't give a shit, dude. He's collecting a paycheck.
Commanders destroy Tennessee.
Yeah, that wasn't fun to watch. Again, the Tennessee Titans team that you just never know what you're going to get week in and week out. What Tony Pollard's going to bring to the table, how many fuck ups Will Levis is going to make, you never know.
Yeah. The Jaguars died on the field. Trevor Lawrence died on the field. Houston beats the Jaguars.
That was an ugly game. That division is ugly. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna miss the game. He obviously they're on a bye, but he's missing 3 games, including the one against the Fins.
No. Oh yeah. 3. Yeah. I forgot his name. Aziz.
Shahir or whatever. He's got a history. The guy's like the Ron Artest of the National Football League. Or the Better World Peace. Sorry.
Who did we have that reminds you of him?
Kiko Alonso.
Yep, and he killed Joe Flacco on.
He certainly did. Hey, I think Kiko's hit was a lot worse on Joe Flacco than this guy's on Trevor.
Joe
I mean, he
Flacco,
led with his shoulder, boom.
Joe
It just
Flacco.
the optics weren't right, but the guy's got a history.
He made like a waiter motion or something. That Joe Flacco was trying to serve some, like, it was bad. The Joe Flacco hit was bad.
Yeah, hey, shout out to Kiko Alonso, man. Cubano, he's also a Cubano, so Cuban parents.
Bucks almost puked themselves against Carolina.
Almost shit the bed. Hey, I had them in our suicide pool.
I had the Dolphins. Bad pick.
Oh, dude.
Philly beats Baltimore. I don't know what to think of that Ravens team.
I don't know what to think of of the Eagles team. I don't. Yeah. I hate their coach. I still hate the coach, regardless of their record. Nick Sirianni's face is so punchable. I can't stand that guy. I really run him over if I saw him in front of my car.
And then Josh Allen.
But no, hey, kudos to Josh Allen, bro. Hey, you know what? We've been brought up as Dolphins fans to hate the Bills, to hate the Patriots. And Twitter reminded me just the other day there was a lovely graphic that came up as far as AFC East champs, the last 20 years.
We have one.
Yeah. With Chad Pennington, Noodle Arm did it that one year.
Jets have this much.
Bro, but you know what? You gotta feel good for Josh Allen, bro. The guy, you know what? He's not a dick. He's not a. I mean, he just goes about his business, and that team is well coached, and that team they've been dealt some shitty hands, and they're still on top of their game, bro.
Do you want to know why?
You know what? Kudos to the Buffalo Bills.
Do you want to know why I hate Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes? And it has nothing to do with their on-field game, because both of them are ridiculously great quarterbacks. I hate them because of Tony Romo. Tony Romo looks like the South Park character where he finishes in the garage and there's just white stuff everywhere.
Yeah, well, that's also Chris Collinsworth. So it's not just for Tony Romo. Chris Collinsworth
Tony Romo's
does his share of.
Tony Romo's the worst, though.
Romo's, yeah, he's really, really good. But hey, congratulations to the AFC East champions. They clinched the division. Good for them. They've been playing their asses off. They're a physical team. They're running the football. They've been without Matt Milano. They've dealt with some injuries. They got rid of their top receiver in the offseason and have continued to dominate with guys like Mac Hollins and Khalil Shakur and Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox.
They're top two receivers.
Yeah. I mean, and now just recently they got Cooper, but what did Cooper do in that snow game other than fucking pitch it to Josh?
They got rid of Gabe Davis, who's in Jacksonville now.
Gabe Davis, absolutely right. I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right, man. So, hey, congratulations to the fucking Bills.
And Gabe Davis to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
All right, so now to the meat and potatoes of the show. Green Bay versus the Dolphins. Before we get into specifics, what was your overall thoughts of the game?
Hey, just look, the narrative is gonna stick around. I mean, but you know what? I also realized that it's not just the Dolphins. Look how shitty the Niners looked against the Bills. So if in hindsight, if you look at it, there's really about maybe 6 teams in the league that can play in those types of conditions. All right, we can go ahead. We can talk Kansas City, Buffalo, Chicago, maybe. The teams that are used to that kind of weather the season after season, right? It's not. I'm not making an excuse. I think the offense did well enough. I think the defense also let us down this game big time. We'll get into that. We talked about it earlier. We'll get into that in a little bit. But overall, I think Tua played well enough to win the football game. I really did. I think he missed maybe 2 throws. Okay, given they were on the same drive. Okay, but he was already behind the 8 ball. At that point, we were down 21-0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I can't put this on Tua. I cannot put it on Tua, but I can put it on our lack of physicality. and our lack of a running game. So, but overall, I think the offense played well enough to win the football game. We gifted them essentially. Let me see, like 16 points.
Mm-hmm.
16 points. We gifted them some points. So I enjoyed my Thanksgiving dinner. I was able to somehow not really let that loss bother me a whole lot. Believe it or not, I'll be the first to tell you, I punch shit and I get mad and I'm like unapproachable for like hours. But obviously, it was a different scenario, right? It's Thanksgiving. I was at a friend's house. I wasn't at my mother's house. I probably would have thrown more of a tantrum had I been at my mother's house. But it was my friend's house, and I was going to my mother's house the following day. But I did watch the Hurricanes shit the bed against Syracuse at my mother's house, and we can talk about that in our another segment, another show. But hey, overall, man, I'm not mad. I'm not mad about it. I mean, no, to say that I'm not mad is a lie. I'm a little frustrated about it, but I still think Miami can win out, and I still think 10-7 sneaks you into the postseason.
Okay, here's my overall thought. Coming into the game, I was worried about one thing, and it was Josh Jacobs. I thought he was going to be physical. I thought we might get out physicaled.
We did,
especially in a cold weather game. That was my worry. That did happen. It almost feels as if even if the cold doesn't affect their play, the cold affects their psyche. It's almost as if
no, and look, Byron, there's no question that it affects the play, right? Because if you're not used to those conditions, then you don't know how to keep your traction. You don't know how to keep your footing. Let's remember how tough it is to maintain your footing as a defender, right? And there's just ways that, I mean, look how many times. Do you see how many times the Niners like slipped and freaking fell on their ass against Buffalo on Sunday night? That's kind of how I feel that teams that are not accustomed to that would play in those conditions, right? So you have to.
What would your solution to that be?
What's that?
What would your solution to that be?
I don't know. Have training camp in Alaska? I don't fucking know. I mean, where better?
When did the Dolphins play?
Where did the Dolphins play?
When did the Dolphins play before the Thanksgiving game?
New England, right?
Mm-hmm. I think, was it New England? Hold on. Now you got me.
No, they played at Hard Rock, but they played against New England, right?
Okay. I fly the team to Green Bay immediately.
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, I'm sure that's been
practice outdoors.
Yeah, you have to.
Okay, but that wasn't done.
No, I mean, I think that's not a bad idea moving forward, considering what happens to you in these cold weather games, and knowing that potentially how you're going to have to play a playoff team in cold weather.
Yeah, you
come the postseason.
You have, and it's not even for the guys, right? It's condition management.
It's for the coaches too. Did you see how much of a pussy Mike McDaniel looked like on the sideline?
Yeah, what I'm saying is it's condition management. So here's what happens. Buffalo, Green Bay, all these teams play in these conditions all the time.
Yeah.
Their equipment guys know, based on conditions, which studs to go to, which this, which that.
Yeah.
As a Dolphins franchise, you have to go out and get these guys, not only for the players, but these equipment managers also have to be able to understand, we need this type of stud, we need this type of shoe, we need to wear this type of clothing in order for you to be at your best.
They need to be able to, like you're saying, simulate as close as possible game conditions.
Correct. And I don't think it's done enough. I don't think it's paid attention
absolutely
enough.
Not. You can tell by the product that's on the field.
Right. So that would be my
with the exception of a few guys. But how much do you think we can attribute those missed tackles to the weather? You think they miss all those fucking tackles in Miami on a sunny day and 75 degrees?
No. And I've played in cold weather, and it sucks. It sucks.
Yeah.
Everything hurts.
Right.
Everything
Everything.
is stiffer. Everything. But let's get now in, like you said, Tua. Tua went 37 for 46 for 365 and 2 touchdowns. That is a ridiculous stat line.
The only thing that sticks out to me on that is that he threw the ball 46 fucking times.
and that's
Given
what
we
I'm
were
saying. That's what
we were
I'm saying. That's why
we
it's a
were playing
ridiculous
from
stat line.
behind, but
that's a ridiculous stat line. There's no way in those conditions you throw 46 times.
yeah,
No way.
no.
Number 2,
You should throw about 25 to 30, and that could be high.
and that's a little much. I would say 20 to 27 would be my
Mhm.
max. He got sacked 5 times.
That can't happen.
Our offensive line really let us down that game. We
Definitely.
got 39 total yards rushing.
Unacceptable.
And Tua ran for like
6 or 7 yards.
13 of them or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
something like that. Yeah.
That is completely unacceptable. Chris Brooks, who is their third string running back, who we cut, ran for 3 carries, 28 yards. That's 10 yards less on 3 carries than the entire Miami Dolphins football team had on that night.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong. Did we not elevate Jeff Wilson from the practice squad so that we could have some physicality coming into this Green Bay game and hand him the rock potentially? Or who did we elevate from the practice squad? The running backs.
That's a good question. Because the only 3 rushers were Achane, Tua, and Mostert. No Jalen Wright.
I think we elevated somebody from the practice squad. I don't think it was Jalen because he's already on the active roster. I think it was freaking Jeff Wilson Jr.
Let me see.
You can go to the Dolphins homepage and go to like transactions or some bullshit and go back like a week or so.
Let me see. I'll look now. But yeah, I'm with you. It's completely unacceptable that we rush for 39 yards. I think it was 39 total rushes. We had 14 rushing attempts in a game that featured snow. That is unacceptable in terms of coaching.
Yeah.
The Packers had 25 total carries for 114 yards.
But they got a bruising back in Josh Jacobs. Dude, like I told you, we're a glorified flag football team. That's what we are. We're a flag football team. We're built around speed and nothing else.
We thought that I had given the Dolphins credit because I thought our defense had evolved to something that was sustainable in cold weather. But nothing can be sustainable if you don't call it. You have to rush the ball more than 10. What was it? 10 times? More than 14 times. And Tua was 2 of them, so 12 times.
Yeah.
In a 4-quarter game, you can't have 12 runs. It's completely unacceptable. Let's see who they. Let's see if they put here who it is that they elevated. So inactives: Anthony Walker, Tyler Huntley, Ethan Bonner, Kendall Fuller, and D. Eskridge, a guy that maybe we could have used in that return.
In special teams, yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't say who we elevated.
And look at transactions.
Tyler Huntley came off the reserve list.
Right, he's number 2 now in the depth chart going into New York.
You ready? Who the elevation was this game?
Who?
Long snapper Zach Triner.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm watching it right now. We have also elevated long snapper Zach Triner to the active roster for tonight's game.
And I don't know, man. At the end of the day, and we've talked about this, there's no substance to this team.
Right.
It's a lot of flair, no physicality, and you're gonna have to. And this is no secret. This has been what successful teams are able to do year in and year out is win the battle of the trenches. All right. If you look at the teams that are atop the league, they're winning the battle of the trenches. Okay, Philadelphia, Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
KC, right? Their D line, Spagnuolo's D line is going to fuck you up, and their offensive line is full of studs.
Well,
Okay,
Jawan Taylor,
ex Dolphin, right?
getting a 7-second head start.
Oh
Every
no,
snap
not
counts.
I know. Okay, but I'm just saying, there's a common denominator to the successful teams that do well and excel in the postseason, and that's offensive line and
The
defensive line.
trenches. Now, what have Johnny and I been harping about since the beginning of the season?
The offensive line
And the defensive line, the trenches. What do we
Yeah.
say? We love the fat guys because
Yeah.
that's what wins football games. Now, I've also been harping about roster construction.
Yeah, roster construction is no good.
Right.
We can agree on that.
I think that it's time for Greer's tenure to end in as a Miami Dolphin GM.
I would agree. Let me ask you this, because I talked about it and I put it on the sheet. McDaniel is either 1-14 or 1-15 against teams with a winning record. Were we premature in extending Mike McDaniel?
No.
Why? Defend that.
Because you have to tie him to Tua.
Okay, so you
It's
think
the only reason you have to tie him to Tua.
So you're thinking without McDaniel, Tua is not who Tua is?
I think McDaniel unlocked Tua.
Right. So as it sits today, right, considering what he's done with Tua, if he were to leave and Tua were to stay, right, if we were to make that call, you don't think Tua continues his trajectory?
It depends who you bring in.
Right.
It has to be someone that.
I think we've given McDaniel too much slack.
So here's a name. I'm going to throw out a name, right? That, as you so lovely put, Eberflus got canned, right? But that's not the name. Here's another guy who can get canned that I think would be an ideal fit for this team. Kevin Stefanski.
Stefanski in Cleveland, huh?
Uh-huh.
And what makes you say that?
He's a quarterback guru. But look at what that defense has done in terms of the trenches. Look at what that running game did in Cleveland for so long with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
So there's an established commitment to the run game within his offense, which is counterintuitive to what McDaniel is doing.
Dude, but McDaniel was a run game coordinator in San Francisco.
I don't know if it's because he was the run game coordinator and he didn't get to throw that now he's enamored because he can.
It doesn't make sense to me, and I think we've given him too many opportunities, man. I really do think that they have something to think about at the end of this year.
They got to remove play calling.
Huh?
They have to remove play calling from his plate.
Yeah, why have Frank Smith there as an OC if you're going to do the play calling and you continue to struggle on on short yardage situations, on goal-to-goal situations, right? We did it again against Green Bay, right? First and goal from what? The fucking 5, 4, what was it? Yeah, look, Mark Vick's a very good point. Pre-snap penalties, no short yardage, no accountability.
I was waiting for you to read it. Read the comment.
Yeah, can't get us ready for big games, playing from behind, same pre-snap mistakes, no short yardage game plan, no accountability from the top. Sounds like a broken record. So, I mean,
Here's what I would say. I understand his offense is predicated on this, but can we stop with the fucking bullshit eye candy? Can we just line up and play football? Can we stop
No,
with ballet
but
dancers
no,
in the backfield?
the motions are not the problem. The
But the
motions.
emotions are the problem when you routinely.
Well, when it's too much, yes, but you have
Right.
to have some motion,
I
right? Because that's
understand.
what's going to throw off the defenses a little bit and allow you to make those quick passes
Okay.
um,
So
that otherwise aren't there.
here's something that Mark would understand. Here's something you would understand. Here's something I understand. When you're on the basketball court, right? There's movement, right? Motion.
Yeah, you have to move without the ball, right?
Wait. Then there's movement with purpose,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's a big difference between just running around in circles and acting like a chicken with your head cut off and moving with purpose.
Right.
I think that like you said, motion is necessary, but there has to be motion with purpose. You can't just have motion for the sake of having motion because it's the only way you can free up players.
Right.
There has to be design schematics that free up your receivers, your players, your playmakers. That's not having them run 3 yards in the backfield. And I think it's where there's almost
So,
this.
do you think he's relying too much on motion?
Yes, I think it's motion has now become a negative instead of a positive in the offense.
Right, but then when we don't use motion, our receivers are struggling to create separation.
Okay, and to me that boils back down to coaching.
That's fair. That's fair. That's a fair assessment.
Wes Welker has to earn his money. Wes Welker has to teach these guys how to beat a press.
Yeah.
Wes Welker has to teach these guys how to create space for a release.
Yeah.
Hey, Ocho Cinco played in the bump and run times, and Ocho Cinco, it was a mission to bump and run him. Chris Carter made a killing. Hines Ward made a killing.
Ooh, Hines Ward.
You can't.
Maybe we should bring him into the coaching staff.
You can't tell me that you can't teach these guys how to beat a press. And if you can't beat a press, get off this team.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a struggle to create separation without the fancy bullshit and the intricacies. And I think that ultimately, like you said, it hurts us. He's overthinking a bunch of shit. You can't just fucking hand the ball off and trust your offensive line to pick up 1.5 yards, 2 fucking yards, even with Alec Engel back in the offense.
That overthinking is a red flag.
Yeah, it has been. But
this has been a glass of water.
This has been the criticism. I don't think anything has changed other than our false hope that, hey, you go 2-3 weeks playing a subpar team, and then all of a sudden, oh shit, maybe he's catching on. Maybe he's kind of turning the page. But dude, he's nowhere near a Sean McDermott. He's nowhere near a fucking Matt LaFleur. He's nowhere near a fucking even a Kyle Shanahan. He's nowhere near fucking what Jim Harbaugh's doing or Sean Payton with a rookie quarterback, dude. Bo Nix. He's doing it with Bo Nix.
Or Dan Quinn.
Or a Dan Quinn.
Right.
Those are dynamic mobile quarterbacks, but you can't tell me that the personnel and the freaking talent that McDaniel has on this offense is they're not supposed to be 5-7, regardless of what happened earlier in the year.
With the speed you have, you should be able to line up and beat defenses.
Yeah.
But coaching.
So boils down to coaching. We've made that's a few personnel issues here and there. I mean, should River Craycraft be getting more looks instead of OBJ? Absolutely. I don't know. Is Malik Washington really the person to put back there on the punt team?
That's something that I said. You have to have a veteran presence back there, especially.
Yeah, but again, that's Danny Crossman. It's like these special teams coordinators are fucking immune to getting shit canned. You know how many special teams coordinators have just kept their jobs just because, I don't know, maybe there's a shortage of special teams coordinators out there. But
you know who's great? Dan Rizzi.
Rizzi and that motherfucker who chews the shit out of his gum in Pittsburgh.
The old guy. He almost got killed the other day.
Yeah, that
when
guy.
they blocked the field goal or an extra point, and the players came over, and bro, I thought that old man was gonna die that day.
He's great, man. He's great. Gotta love him. Love to watch him, man. That's another team, dude. That
Always gets it right.
oh yeah. It's organizational, dude. It starts from the top, right? So I mean, I don't care what you say about Mike Tomlin, bro. I'll take Mike Tomlin over Mike McDaniel any day of the week,
Leader
and
of men.
twice on Sunday.
Leader of men.
Leader of men, absolutely. I
Did you
think
see that
McDaniel
meme?
just worries too much about being friendly and cute. There's no accountability there.
Did you see the video that happened?
Well, where he took where he was mic'd up and
his player goes, "Oh shit, you were mic'd up." He goes, "Shut your ass up. Let's go."
Shut your ass up. Get over here.
I mean, if that's not Mike Tomlin, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. And the most telling stat for me that game was 4 of 14, 29% on third down. You have to move the chains.
You have to convert, bro. You have to sustain drives and convert on third downs. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, man. You have anything else you want to hit on before we have I think we have the JET suck this weekend?
Yeah, and the freaking dog pound and Jameis fucking Winston, man, let us down last night. Unbelievable. The most Jameis Winston game you could have.
Yeah, he threw
almost 500 yards. Okay,
but he threw 2 pick sixes.
Jerry Jeudy looked like Calvin Johnson out there. Okay, and 2 pick sixes. Given one was not on him, the pick was, but the fact that he went to the end zone was not. Elijah Moore should have touched him right there. He was right in front of him. But dude, and then he threw it right to not Benito, but what's that other linebacker that intercepted him in the
It was Bonito.
No, that last one wasn't Benito.
No, the first one.
The first pick six was. The third one was not Benito. It was another linebacker, but he was literally like right there. He's like, oh shit. Bro, but hey, so before I forget, Dolphin Chronicles being brought to you in part by Bustillo Travel.
Yes.
We take the stress out of travel from A to Z. We make it happen. Contact Bustillo Travel today.
Yes. And also be on the lookout, guys. We're gonna be having some KSN merch soon. We'll have some cool show designs that will have the KSN logo on them. So that's coming up. We're on Instagram Live now. So if you know anybody on Instagram that, if you want to see us there, feel free. Anything else you want to hit on besides Bustillo Travel?
No, just hit me up for all your travel needs, man. I'll take the stress away from that. All you gotta do is pack your bags and get ready to enjoy your well-deserved vacation. Just leave it to us. We'll do all the bullshit.
All right. So rankings came out tonight. Tune in tomorrow for hurricane warning. There will definitely be some discussion on that there. We have the Dolphin Chronicles on Mondays, and there's a few things that are in the works for some guests and some special appearances. So just be on the lookout on our social media. For Alex, where can they find you, bro? TX_TSV. Hey, shout out to our boy Johnny. He's recovering from something. Hopefully we'll open up his practice window, his 21-day window. But yeah, it's not a season-ending injury. We've confirmed with Johnny. Johnny, we love you, bro. We hope you feel better, homie. Yeah, bro. We hope you feel better. Tune into our other shows. So hit like, subscribe, do everything. Do notifications. Media. Bro, if you get notifications from other stupid-ass YouTube channels, get them from us, too. We're cool and we're fun. We are also on Blue Sky. Not as active right now, but we are also on Blue Sky. We're on Blue Sky? Yeah. Bro. Yeah. Fucking Kamala voter. We're everywhere. I'm Blue kidding. Sky, I'm kidding. Twitter, no politics. I love y'all. No, Blue Sky, Twitter, IG, TikTok at some point. Yeah, X, whatever. Yeah, Pinterest. We'll create a Pinterest site Etsy if you want to. Etsy soon. Yeah, maybe Snapchat. Yeah, little snappy snaps. All right, guys. Peace out from everyone here at KSN. Guys, have a good one. Take care.